Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 50. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here. Welcome back to this week's news report. Once again, we have managed to get to week 50. We are getting close to the end of the year, and that also means that we're going to have a look at this week's results, but also we're going to have a look at week 49. We didn't make a video for that particular one here, but there is still plenty of information in there, so grab yourself a cup of coffee. There is a lot of information to go through here today because we have a couple of interesting points. One of the ones is actually the Hedged trading robot. There's a new one here just being launched, and you actually have a chance also to go in and see some of the results that are there, or at least also some of the links that will show you exactly where you can find more details and information. And you also have an opportunity here, still less than 24 hours to go before the price of this particular EA goes up. So make sure that you don't miss any part of this particular video here as we try to explain to you where you can find more information and details all about it. On top of this here, we also have obviously all the usual EAs that we are looking at. They've been trading quite nicely here in the past couple of weeks. So we're going to have a look at those results. But first of all, we're going to actually start off with yield notes because Steve, the CEO here, has basically sent out an email again for this particular week, and that means also second part of the Christmas newsletter, basically outlining the progress so that has been made so far. And again, everything is being moved forward carefully, but again, don't forget, we are looking at most probably the first quarter or end of the first quarter of 2023 before we're going to see some real benefits in here. Now, one of the main parts is the NFT topic, because we are now coming to the deadline, which is end of the year. And they are basically writing in this particular email here that the each NFT is rare, it's unique, and basically you can buy it and sell it infinite number of times. And then at the end of the day here, it can be yours. You are the sole owner of this particular one here, so you need to have a closer look at what it actually means to you. And there's a link that you can click on that particular email, and it will tell you a bit more about it, how it goes. We have previously also mentioned those links where you can find a lot more detail of it, and you can learn exactly what it means if you take on your own NFT. We have done that quite a long time ago already, and again mention here that it is extremely lucrative. They are talking about also in the second part here, it's privileged. So again, it goes on to the Yield Notes Pro, the new system that we are hoping is going to be the main priority here for 2024. So basically, it will bring the Pro platform to life, and you will also have a first priority as an NFT holder, as it is in here. And there will also be a chance for the buyback. The buyback was back then, last time it was mentioned, around 20%, which basically accommodates for 5% per quarter. So it's still as per the contract with Yield Notes at the time. Further to that, they also saying that the non-claimed NFTs will be permanently destroyed. That doesn't mean that your account balance is gone. It simply means that you won't be able to claim your NFT after that. So don't forget, the deadline is 31st of December 2023. Once that has passed, it's simply too late. And then again, at the end of the day, it's up to you if you actually want to do this or you want to leave things alone as they are right now. Both of them are definitely options. There will also be some perks that they are mentioning down here. And now in point number 4, the NFT can act as an anonymous identifier that allows you to identify NFT owner addresses, deploy bonuses, as well as grant access to areas and gifts. So this is obviously something that they are looking at, and for in the future, we are not exactly sure how that's going to play out, but it looks like they are trying to make sure that you are claiming your NFT. So again, have a look at the information, see if this is actually going to be something for you, or you simply want to leave it as it is right now. The last part in the email that has been sent out also is a bit of good information regarding the SAP Sapphire coin in here. It has been moving forwards, and if you have a look at the numbers in here, it says about 57% in the past month is what it has moved forward to. And obviously that sounds extremely well, but we also have to tell you at the same time here that Bitcoin has also been on the move over the past month. Definitely a big development, and we're also going to have a look at that very shortly. So it's not just SAP coin alone that has seen a nice big increase in value here in the past month. Now, we also mentioned before that we are doing the SAP staking, and the SAP staking has been a bit on the rocket side. Last time when we had a news report, we showed you here that the last one we got was 280 SAP on the 1st of December. Since then, things has been moving forward, and now on the 5th, on the 9th, and also here on the 14th, we have actually seen some good developments overall. You can see now what we have been claiming in October, November, and December. So both for October, it was 1120. In November, we only managed the 280 one time, and then it started to go really well again, so up to 1120 at the end of the day. And if we have a look at just those particular three entry points, or these three profits that we have received, 840 SAP in the past 10 days, and that's about 4.5%. Just for those three, making now our SAP total value of 18,538 at the moment. And obviously, we're going to hope that that's going to continue to develop. Now, we haven't seen any development with the PNY that has been staking. It's been staking on the same servers here also, but we have only managed the staking default one time here, 133 PNY on the 21st of October. So this is a long time ago since we have seen that one, and it doesn't seem to be developing or progressing very well. Everything is set up, everything is working. At least all the connections are working, so but obviously no profits is coming in. So could be again here that there's simply not enough at the moment so to make this happen. Now, if we have a look at Bitcoin, I mentioned to you before here that has been very good development. And if we have a look at the development, you can see in the bottom left-hand side here, it was down at 30,600 when we left it a couple of weeks ago. So this was in the beginning of December. Since then, it has been skyrocketing all the way up to the top 44,700, only to make a huge drop again here, almost down to 40,000. And at the moment, it is trading sideways, roughly around the $42,000 mark. And this also took out our Bitcoin trading EA, so from the profit retriever, the one that we actually never thought we were going to use trading Bitcoin, but we did use it and we did let it run, and we have more information on that a bit later here also in the program, so stay tuned for that one. Before, we're gonna have to go to the Trillant news, and there is some decent news around. So for the Trillant platform here, obviously, as I mentioned before, our packages and all the active packages here is actually gone at the moment, and there's not really anything else that we are looking for. So the most important thing, which is actually coming up here today, is there is a meeting happening as we are releasing this particular video here. So the meeting we're talking about here is an expected meeting basically happening. So with Eric Ellie, so the CEO of Trillant here. And obviously we haven't heard from Eric in a while, so it's been quite a few months. There is a meeting here going on actually today. So this will be Sunday, 17th of December, and then German time, it's 7 p.m. in the evening. And if you're on the American coastline on the east side, it's 1 p.m. So again, webinar that's going to explain some of the topics that we are currently working on with the Trillant in here, the vision for the coming year, and some of the long-term partnerships also involved in this particular project. So obviously we are going to be glued to the screen. I hope also that you will be joining if you are a Trillant member, because obviously the project is still very much alive, but it's not going as fast as we would like it to go. So, but obviously let's have a look at the coin to see how the tree coin is actually gonna be working in here. It's also been a couple of weeks ago since we last had anything to do with that, and we left it down here at 0.0004288. Since then, it has followed a nice positive trend. If this particular trend is also driven together with the rest of the Bitcoin and the rate of that one, you can see it doesn't really follow that one completely, but certainly it has been on the rise. It has almost doubled, but again, we are far from where we used to be, where we started off with 5 cents. It went up to 10 and then 13 when we restaked. Since then, things have gone the wrong way again here, and obviously we'll have to see if we can turn everything around in that particular time frame and exactly what are the future. So coming from Eric. Now we also have the next part, so which is the money tree. And the money tree, unfortunately for week 49, it didn't really do any trades whatsoever. No drawdowns, no nothing else. Basically a bit around zero, so which is quite disappointing, of course, but we have seen that in the past sometimes. Don't forget that the low risk one has all the currency pairs in there, with the medium and high risk one. We have just allowed ourselves to take some of the different currency pairs in here that we know is normally going to work a bit better here on that particular platform. Now also for week 40, again, not much trading, only on the low risk one, which means that it was done on some of the currency pairs that we didn't really have anything to do with on the medium and high risk, and that means that basically nothing really happened on those two accounts. But $136 again, or 1.9%, is definitely something to take into consideration. Also, the money tree has been working quite well for a substantial amount of months now, so we're looking forward to more profit over time. More profit you can always find with the profit retriever. This is week 49, the 5 EAs. Aussie USD number 2, $642 or 6.4%. So definitely not too bad. And then we have the gold section in here with $489 or 4.9%. Aussie Japanese number 2, $462 or 4.6%. Then followed by the other Aussie Japanese signal in here with $431 or 4.3%. And the FTSE 100 close off the top 5 with $409 or 4.1%. Overall, if you would have traded those top 5 in the past week of week 49 here, you would have made $2,433 or 4.9%. And that is definitely pretty okay, but we can actually do a lot better. And we have also done that for week 40, as you can see here. The US 30 number 2 signal made a staggering $1,684 or 16.8% just for this particular week. And then there's far down, also to gold, this particular week, it made $848 or 8.5%. Aussie Japanese number 2, $646 or 6.5%. Euro Aussie, $462 or 4.6%. And then again, the FTSE is actually closing off also the top 5 for the next week here with another $445 or 4.4%. But this time around, we are actually up $4,085 or 8.2% for that particular week. And that is definitely a very, very strong week. Now, I mentioned here earlier also that our profit retriever for Bitcoin versus USDT actually crashed, and you can see how badly that was. It has been going quite well all the way through. The history of this particular signal is 504 days old. You can see the profit on the right hand side over here. Some of the months it's done $2,756 as the highest one. We didn't actually want to put the profit retriever to trade this particular one, because what we like with the Forex market is we normally have a top and bottom within this. And obviously with the crypto market, we don't really have that. And that makes it a lot more dangerous to actually run and trade. We did put it on eventually. And as you can see, it has been trading for 504 days after it completely crashed. And obviously you saw the price range it had before. We were in a sell at the time. And then the Bitcoin price went up and skyrocketed. But the other thing that you have to take with it here also, before we actually going to remove this particular account from our portfolio here, we just wanted to show you the real deal and what is actually happening. We're always showing you both the profits and the losses that we have in here. But if this was a true account and you would have basically come from the $10,000 up to 20, what you should have done along the way is that you should have taken some of the money out. If you would have done that here at 5,000 or you would have done that here at 10, that meant that you would have gotten your money back in time before this one particular crashed again. So make sure again you do that. You can even do it already as it comes in at 2,000 or 3,000. and then take a bit out at a time to make yourself risk-free. And if you would have done that in this case around the $20,000 mark, that means that you would have no risk anymore, but unfortunately you wouldn't have much profit either. But again, you would have come out with no losses whatsoever. Now for this week's loss, obviously you will have the $20,480 down here in the bottom right hand side. You will have that in the overall portfolio that I'm showing you now here. So that's also why we haven't removed the accounts yet. We wanted to make sure that everything is above the board, and you can have a look exactly what has happened. The portfolio as we have it here, again, looks nice. Weekly returns continues to do quite well. We have now been operating this particular portfolio for 638 days, so quite a long time. You can see the development of the net profits that has gone on here, and we haven't really lost an account in a really long time. So that was back in, I believe it was somewhere around April, so to May last year. So around April for sure, you can see the account is quite low here. And obviously now we lost this Bitcoin account also. But again, it depends on how you would have traded this one in real life. Then you might have gotten away risk-free at the end of the day. But overall, the portfolio is showing here minus 9,700. But as I mentioned here before, overall, if you go back and we have a close look, you can see that it was down 20,400. So overall, the rest of them have very well and healthy profit overall. Now you can obviously find a lot more details on our website itself, where you can go and have a look at the portfolio in here. Or you can go and have a look at the individual currency pairs that is also shown below. So if you want to have a look, we also come with some recommendations where we think you should be money-wise at least. And obviously at the end of the day, it is up to you. It's your responsibility as a trader to figure out what is your risk profile, how much do you want to, or how much can you afford to lose over time here. Now, obviously, we have a lot more details also on our website. This comes back to the profit retriever. So if you're interested in trading this one here yourself, you simply click this link and you will have a lot of videos in here. So showing you again what can be done with this particular one. Or if you want to have the coupling trading, so basically have us or other ones trade for you, then that is the way you can go here. And again, you can also, as you do the coupling trading, you can basically increase your risk if you think the signal is good enough for that, or you can decrease the risk also if you think that the trader is taking too many chances in here and the drawdown is too big for you at the end of the day. And this is something you can have a look at with the Trade Explorer, the other EA that we really like. This is more like a set and forget EA, and normally I always say they don't really work. This particular one seems to work quite well and all the time. 22 pairs for week 49 did a very nice $639 or 6.4%, while the 10 pair only made $407, 4.1%, but both of them very much profitable. And if we have a look at the 22 pair for a sec, just to see how the development has gone, we can see that we have almost doubled the balance here now in that particular case. Again, it came from 10,000. You can see the floating profit only $23 down at the moment. Close profit 9,383. So that looks pretty okay. And total return, yes, 93.6. Monthly return 9.5. So that is a really good return. 2.2 on a weekly return. So, and then trade wins more than 75%, which is definitely not too bad. Trade history 214 days. So very strong, and you can see there's more currencies here. There's actually 3 pages of that for the 22 pair one, and it has a very nice and movable graph going in the right direction with no losses. It did have some drawdowns, but unfortunately FX Blue can't really show that on this particular one, so we have to just go with this particular graph here. Now the Trade Explorer also for week 50, again 22 pairs did okay, $150 or 1.5%, so a bit below what we saw the week before. But look at the 10 pair one, another crushing week here with $631 or 6.3%, so that is definitely a very good profits in the past 2 weeks, about $1,000. And if we have a look at that graph here also, you might remember that we had a bit of a close call and we lost a bit of money in here. You can see that this was back in July. Since then, things have been moving forward, and in October we were basically back where we were, so it took about 3 months to recover all this, and since then we have now passed the 100% mark. If we have a look again here, so the equity 21,100, so more than 100%. We started off with a $10,000 account. So again, we really like this EA. It's definitely cashing in the way we want it to. Total return 111%, monthly return is 11%, and weekly return 2.5. So it is doing slightly better than the 22 pair, but the 22 pair never had to recover overall, meaning again that if we wouldn't have had that particular loss at the time, so the return would have been even bigger. Trade win also very similar, 75% in here, even though it has different settings, and also trade history is 214 days. So very, very, very impressive numbers for this EA that simply just continues to cash in very, very nicely. So despite that we haven't even changed the lot sizing, now that we have doubled the account, but we can't do that because it's still part of the copy link service, and the numbers you can find up here. So this is link 146C in here, should you want to copy this one. Now we also have the Wave Liberator, and for week 49, don't forget that we are running $10,000 accounts, but we have basically adjusted the amounts down so that it's showing you that if you would have traded this on a $1,000 account, so it is a lot more easy to control some of the drawdowns, even though it can go a bit crazy, and I'll show you a bit about that also, because that happened in the past week, but only for one currency pair. But we have the British pounds USD, $82 or 8.2%, Aussie USD, $69 or 6.9%. Then we have USD Swiss francs, $59 or 5.9%, and Aussie Swiss francs, $57 or 5.7%. And closing off the top 5, New Zealand USD, $48 or 4.8%. If you would have traded those 5 accounts again in here over with the $5,000 accounts overall, you would have made $314 or 6.3%. So that is definitely pretty okay, but we can do even better for week 50, because here we had the US Swiss francs up at $118 or 11.8%, and don't forget we are still only talking about profit for individual weeks, so it is quite high. Great British Pounds Japanese, $109 or 10.9%, and then we have Euro Swiss francs, $104 or 10.4%. Great British Pounds USD, $74 or 7.4%. And again, number 5, Aussie Swiss francs, $52 or 5.2%. If you would have traded again those 5 $1,000 accounts on that $1,000 account, you would have made $457 or 9.2%. That is definitely also extremely high overall. Now you can go on our website in here, and again we have set this up so the signals are provided. It is feasible to use $1,000 accounts, but again you can adjust it out from there, either up or down, whatever you believe. We should consider, or you should consider basically turning this one down a bit. So if you want to trade the Wave Liberator, we do recommend a minimum of $3,000 per account. So doing it with a $1,000 account is still very, very risky, but again, it's up to you. You are the trader, you are responsible for your own accounts in here, and that's also why we provide all the details and information on our website, so you can go and click the individual links and show you exactly how well or how badly they have basically happened so far. Now, I mentioned before that we had a bit of a drop, so in one of the accounts, this is the USD Japanese. Again, this is running on the $10,000 account. As you can see, the balance started off down here, and then we are somewhere around the $10,000 500 mark at the moment. And because it's a $10,000 account that we are trading on, you can see the weekly returns is 0.3, monthly returns 1.4, profit factor 2.45, and then the history is 115 days. And have a look at the drawdown here. almost no drawdown whatsoever, and then we came up. So in November we had one drawdown in here, which basically left us with around, let's say, 750 in drawdown. So it came pretty fast, and it just disappeared again very, very quickly as it came in. Small little drawdowns from here, and then look at this one. Wow, all of a sudden, again, coming out of nowhere, and that's what obviously happens once in a while on the currency with the USD Japanese, where you can get a bit of a heart attack at the end of the day. And unfortunately, that is the way the Forex market sometimes can work, that you have now been trading this one for more than 3 months, and then all of a sudden you have a big hit on the drawdown balance itself. Now, Expert Forex and Alex has also this new hedged EA. It is in action, and this is actually taking also into consideration part of the trends, the ones that are normally not that much liked with the profit retriever overall. In this particular video here, he explains exactly how it works, how it actually is a bit of a fusion in between the grid train multiplier that has been out with Expert Forex for years, and now merged together part of that concept in here. So with the profit retriever, because as we mentioned before, sometimes the profit retriever, they can go in a drawdown, then you're not making any money for quite a few weeks, sometimes even a month or more. And obviously this is to try and accommodate for that. It is hedging, but it's not a complete hedge. That means that you can definitely still crash your account, but it will certainly make a bit of money along the way. And the hope is here that if you get these extra money in here, you can basically dial down the EA. You don't have to run it at maximum speed. You can take in slightly lower drawdowns, so at least you're anticipating when these things are happening. So if they go in the wrong direction, you still have a chance to get something out of it at the end of the day. But this EA, we are still testing this one, very early days, and we haven't released anything yet, so for you to see so far. But Alex has a few of the accounts, but they are also very, very new. He's explaining here in that particular video that it has around 96% success rate so far on the trading bots, so that is something to take into consideration. Extremely high, that pretty much all of them is making money, and I'm pretty sure that all of them will make money over time here. So but in the beginning, yes, when you are hitting some of the drawdowns, it can go a bit down, and I think also it has something to do with the weekend where the margin is actually going up Friday evening, and again the margin is also high on Sunday evening or Monday morning, wherever you are in the world. Now don't forget, we told you here also before that there's a launch discount for this particular EA, and it is running out, so very, very shortly as we are doing this particular video here. So the clock is still ticking, and the clock, as you can see here, is that you have 1 day and 1 hour, and already here it has been a few hours, so since we went in to have a look. And that also means that there might only be a short opportunity for you to get the launch discount of more than 82%. So basically you can get this one for around $240. After that, there's a big chance it's gonna go up somewhere around the $700-800 mark. So go in and have a look. It all depends on how you're gonna pay for this particular EA here. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked also to see which EAs are working, how they are working, what are the profits overall, so that you don't have to do an awful lot of testing. We have done that for you already. So please come by our website here and you can learn more about these particular EAs in here. So until next time, so I hope to see you on one of my other videos. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.